Ms. Tableson, you were doing just great until you mentioned the Brewers.
I'm sorry, hard disagree.
Well, I won't hold that against you. Let me tell you, I'm wrapping up my Senate career with one more year. It's been my great honor to serve on this committee virtually the whole time I've been in the Senate. There have been some glorious, great moments and some not so glorious. I can recall when we had the first Muslim American nominee for the circuit bench in the Third Circuit a few years ago under President Biden. And the questions that were asked of that nominee, I thought, were beneath the dignity of this committee. He was asked as a Muslim if his family celebrated 9/11 in their home. He is from the New York area and protested that he thought it was an outrage that anyone would suggest that because he had lost personal friends in 9/11. I thought that was a low point in the committee. But I'm sorry to say what's happened to you today may be a new low point. We've received letters from conservative political organizations criticizing you, your husband, and your family. How did they criticize you? On the basis of your religion and your religious practice. I've never seen anything like it. American Family Association sends us a letter. And let me tell you some of the things they criticize you for. You and your husband are affiliated with what they consider to be a politically liberal congregation. I can't pronounce it, but it's Emmanuel Jerusalem in the Milwaukee area. They go on to criticize. It appears that the rabbi whom the Tablesons chose to perform their wedding currently serves a pro-LGBTQ congregation. They then say that you and your family have donated to the Milwaukee Jewish Federation. I'm familiar with the Jewish Federation. It's a big deal in Chicago, as I'm sure it is in Milwaukee. They do remarkable, great work. They then talked about other things, such as your husband and you donating to candidates of both political parties. It is beyond me to believe that an organization with this membership would raise these issues. They are ignoring the very basics of our Constitution, as you noted, which says, of course, in the Bill of Rights, we have freedom of religious belief or no religious belief. That's up to us. And the government is not going to choose a preferred religion. But there's a third provision which says no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. So whether it's the First Liberty Institute or the AFA Action Group, both of which sent letters opposing your candidacy, conservative groups making that position, they are ignoring the obvious letter and law of the Constitution. I'd like to give you an opportunity to comment or react.
Senator, I'm very proud of my Jewish faith. I was raised that way. My parents, who are right there, raising our children Jewish. And of course, Article 6 of the Constitution says that there's no religious test for public office. And that's one of our Constitution's many protections for people of faith. And, regardless of those letters, I'm really honored by, it was the president's choice to nominate me, and he did so. And I'm honored by that selection and grateful for it.
And let me ask you, so it's a matter of record, your selection for this position involved the 2 U.S. senators from Wisconsin, did it not?
Well, Senator, I don't want to mislead you. I don't think I have Senator Baldwin's support. What it did involve was, it's tradition in Wisconsin for any judicial nominee to proceed through this sort of nominating commission to which each of our senators appoints 3 people. And I did go through that nominating commission, and they did send my name forward. And I'm very privileged to have Senator Johnson's support. But I don't want to be misleading. To my knowledge, I do not have Senator Baldwin's support.
Could I ask you to comment in the short time that's remaining? The Kavanaugh nomination was controversial at many different levels. One of the questions was what he would do as a member of the Supreme Court on the case of Roe versus Wade. What was your understanding of his promise and what actually occurred?
I don't recall him making any specific promise about a future case like the one Dobbs that did come up. My memory is that like every nominee, he, recited the sort of judicial canon that he can't make prejudgments or promises of cases in the future. I recall that I think he described as has every nominee, Roe versus Wade as a precedent of the Supreme Court, which of course it was. And then, in the Dobbs decision, the Supreme Court applied the established stare decisis factors to determine what to do with that precedent of the Supreme Court.
What was your reaction to his vote on the Dobbs decision?
Senator, as a judicial nominee sitting before you, I can't give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down on Supreme Court precedents. Dobbs held that Roe was egregiously wrong on the day that it was decided and had caused numerous problems in the law and in American society, and Dobbs determined that it was appropriate to overrule it.
Thank you.